All right, everybody. How's everyone doing? This is Bobby Fazio. Today's Wednesday, September 21st, 2022. I haven't gone live in a really long time in this kind of like environment here, where I just sit in the kitchen and turn the microphone and the camera on and talk to everybody. I'm kind of not used to it anymore because I'm on the road doing interviews, driver interviews, driverinterviews.com. Go to my website, check it out. As soon as you get there, you'll see a nice caricature of me, but it's also gonna flash up a YouTube page in your face, and I need you to subscribe to that. Hit the red subscribe button on the YouTube channel. Every YouTube subscription I get, YouTube cuts a penny into like 10 pieces and throws one of those pieces into my bank account. So it helps. Every little bit helps. Every little tenth of a penny helps this guy out, helps me get to the track and do more and more interviews. All right. Because the way gas prices are now and flights too. What's going on there? Price of flights has shot up. So, anyways, all that helps. I have shirts, I have stickers. You can buy all that at my website, and there's an opportunity to sponsor or donate on that website if you want to help me get to the track and get more and more interviews and try and get you guys in the lanes, in the pits, in the cars. All right, because that's what we all like, and we especially like it in stock and super stock classes where the cars are real and they are car show worthy. All right. Also, follow me on Facebook and Instagram. Okay, so hit that follow button, hit that like button. You know them buttons that they all have on the social media. That all helps me. That all helps me pitch to sponsors, so I don't have to beg, hardworking folks like yourself for sponsorships and donations. Maybe a nice business. We'll see all the views that we've been getting and the positive feedback from the driver interviews, and maybe it'll help us all out. So follow on Facebook, Instagram, and subscribe on YouTube. All right. I know, I hate that part too. Last but not least, this little broadcast and everything I do is also brought to you by Drag Insights because Drag Insights is, I'm part of Drag Insights, and obviously it's a big part of me. I love numbers, I love analytics, and what better way to put that into use? All this knowledge up here that my parents paid good money for, but to make an app for you guys called Drag Insights. All right, so app.draginsights.com. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to just briefly tell you in our little weekend recap how I used Drag Insights this past weekend because I had to race two world champions in a row. All right, so I should have used my ladder game a little better, but anyways, I ended up using Drag Insights to help me prepare for those two races. Drag Insights, if you become a premium member, you get more data. You can spy on your opponents, which is what I do every time I'm at the track, and you get contingency eligibility. So the contingency is rewarded immediately after the race, and it's in the form of membership extensions. The premium membership is $50 for the year. You get an extension if you win or runner up. You get a year or 6 months extension of your premium membership, and then sometimes the boss, Alicia, when I persuade her to, she gives extensions for other things like class wins at Indy. I persuaded her to do that, so I know a nice chunk of racers got membership extensions or premium memberships in the case where they didn't even have them before. So check that out, app.draginsights.com. Get in there, sign up for free. You can at least look at your own data. You want to see how you're doing, right? So get in there and sign up for free. All right, guys, who's on? Chris Davis. Hey, buddy, how you doing? I really enjoy watching your channel. Thank you so much, Chris. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate everybody. I'm meeting people out at the track I don't even know a lot of people, and they say, "Hey, I really like your show. I like watching your interviews, and it makes me feel special. It makes me feel like I'm actually doing something great here, and I love hearing that kind of feedback. So thank you. Keep it coming. I actually signed three, not one, not two, three autographs this weekend. This guy signing I don't even know how to sign my own name. Okay, I sign things Robert Fazio. I don't even know how people are like calling me Bobby, and you know, I don't even. I don't know how to write like that. And my signature is awful, by the way. If I ever really did get famous, I don't know what I would do. Maybe I'd start signing left-handed and see if like that would help me out. But anyways, I just wanted to give you a little weekend recap of the best national event that there is on the tour. That's the Maple Grove Raceway event. Sellout crowd on Saturday. Okay, even at like and a huge crowd on Sunday. And I always complain like the ticket prices are what $60 a pop or something like that. And I think it's absolutely insane that they're that much money. Rob Keister, what's up, buddy? We definitely had a good crowd at Maple Grove. Exactly what I'm talking about right now. These ticket prices are insane, but I have no art. I can't even argue right now because people paid, people showed up, and it was amazing. And that's why I get to this event. I try to get to this event a week ahead of time and get in the stacking line because the pit spot is so cool with the crowd. I love the fact that at Maple Grove you're pitted on the same side of the track as the pros. I personally love that. I know some racers don't like that, but man, the foot traffic I got, I hand out flyers that explain stock and super stock. I get pictures with people. People want to sit in the cars. People, I have T-shirts, I had stickers, I had the practice tree. I have a simulator. It used to be Scott Jeffreyon's. My uncle was friends with Scott Jeffreyon. He used to race pro stock. For anybody that doesn't know, and he had a Jerry Haas built simulator with a throttle pedal and brake pedal and the full size practice tree. So I bring that to this national event and I let people sit in it and hit it. And racers keep coming over. Not to mention any names, Tim Stickles and Tom Baker. Uh, and they come over and practice in it too. So it's really cool. It gets a lot of people walking by and asking about the cars. I mean, my voice was worn out at the end of the weekend from explaining the cars to everybody. Chris Davis, you won stock eliminator at the Winston Finals in 1989. I was actually present at that event. It's the first time I ever went to California. I had an uncle who lived out there. I was 6 years old, and he took me to that race. So I may have seen that at 6 years old. Ryan Locke, you want some driver interviews with .90 racers? I'm working on that. My heart and soul belongs to stock and super stock, the real muscle cars, the wheelies, the steel bodied, no throttle stop. I don't get views when I do anything other than that. I've done pro stock motorcycle interviews. I've done, interviews with a funny car racer. I've done, you know, I could try to do some .90s, but I don't know that I don't know that I get the views when I do that. So I will see what I can do for you. You got $1,000 from NHRA and 9,000 in contingency checks in 1989 when you won that race. Chris Davis, that's freaking awesome. That's a lot more than I got for winning the nationals last year. And you're talking about 1989 money, so that's 10 grand right there. That's probably worth about 25 grand today. All right, nice to see everybody. Let me stay on task here because I get sidetracked pretty easily, as you can tell. Sellout crowd, nice pit spot I had right at the finish line, up against the track. Probably never get that again. It was one of those situations where people were coming over. NHRA officials were saying like, "Who told you to park there?" And we were like, "Well, that guy told us to park here." And then that guy was like, "Well, who told you to park here?" And we were like, "Well, that guy told us to park here." And then I think Kyle Koretsky's mom even drove by and said, you know, were you guys supposed to park here? And we were like, yes, they told us to park here. So all in all, they let us stay in that spot. Probably will never get it again. And I took full advantage of it this weekend. Let's see. Where was I? Oh, Koretsky's. They even had a party. Like Kyle Koretsky had a party at his pro stock pit spot on Friday night, a cornhole tournament. Uh, I signed up, but I didn't play. I put my dad and my buddy Pete in. I said, "You guys play." They got drilled in the first round, so they were playing against some pretty tough competitors. But it was just a great time. Fire pit, a band was playing, and lots of people were there. I didn't want to stay out too late. I had to rest up for a world champ that next morning. But after I red lit against that world champ, I probably should have just stayed out till 5 o'clock in the morning anyway. Who knows? I would like to thank Paul Gunther for letting me pilot his awesome 2003 Mustang. It's a Terminator Cobra body with a 2010 428 Cobra Jet motor in it. Whew, letting the trans break out, air shifting. I'm not used to this stuff, but I really like it. I can't believe I've been racing against this the whole time. Straight as an arrow, nice wheelie, glides up, down, lands, doesn't bounce, doesn't do anything, goes nice and straight. And man, thank you, Paul. He worked his butt off last week to get me in that car. before the weekend, and I want to thank him for that. A little bit of insight because I was trying to I qualified at 0.739 under, I think it was, and the person right above me qualified at 0.739 under. So if I would have just went 1,000th of a second quicker, I would have been in a different spot. I would have had a broken opponent the first round, and maybe I wouldn't have had to race Joe Santangelo and Byron Warner back to back. It wasn't an ideal ladder spot for me. The guy that came up with a nice ladder program ended up in like the worst the worst area on the ladder. But I got past first round against Doug Cervanek. Second round, I had Joe Santangelo. So this is where I want to explain to you Joe Santangelo and Byron Warner and a lot of other great racers, and those are two of the best in the country right there. They don't run a whole lot of runs out. You don't know what their mile per hour will be at the finish line. So that's why, you gotta go back in time and find out, like, where's a full run that this racer has made. Well, instead of going in Drag Race Central or going on NHRA's live timing and just going to random events and trying to find out how fast they've run at each event, I just went in Drag Insights. I went to Santangelo's name, and it tells me his mile per hour. He was running GTG automatic. I just click on GTG automatic for Joe. His fastest mile per hour in eliminations and his fastest mile per hour in qualifying. And then I was aware of, okay, this is how fast he can run. This is how fast he's been going all weekend. And now I know, all right, this is probably now this is me doing a little extra work in my mind. This is probably where he will try to dump it at the finish line. And then same thing for Warner. This is how fast he's capable of going. Thank you, Drag Insights. Okay, fastest mile per hour. Cool. This is what he's been running all weekend at Maple Grove. All right, so I'm assuming this is what he's going to do at the finish line. With the lane preference and leaving first, leaving second, I like to look at all that too. This is for me. I'm leaving second now, which I've not done a whole lot of in my life. And it my stats are different when leaving second, obviously. But I wanted to see guys like Joe, who's about a 10, he's like a low 10-second car, and Warner, who's a high tech 9-second car. They are constantly there's probably an even spread for them. They're leaving first, leaving second, pretty evenly. So I wanted to see their stats because they have a lot of sample space. They had a lot of data for me to look at because they do both of those often. They leave first and leave second very often. Not like me. I leave first 90% of the time and only leave second maybe 10% of the time in both of my cars, in my stocker and my super stocker, before I got the Paul Gunter car. So that's where Drag Insights was very helpful, trying to see their stats leaving first, leaving second, their stats left lane, right lane, and then very importantly, their mile per hour capability. I wanted to see how often they were dropping at Maple Grove. They were doing it every run. So, that was it was helpful to know. So, like I said, Drag Insights, app.draginsights.com. Tom Baker, there he is. Roger Reese, Cinderella story. How about that Roger Reese? That guy doesn't need any practice on the practice tree. I think worst light his worst light was a 30, and then his average of all the other lights had to be a 10. I think he was 8, 10, 10, 11, 8, something like that. And dude, he took the hard. I'm complaining about my spot on the ladder. Roger Reese got through like Dan Fletcher, Warner, uh, who else? I think he had another killer in there somewhere. I'm trying to go off the top of my head now, and I'm blanking out. But he got the motor in the car last weekend. He said he lost first round 2 years in a row. At every race he went to, 2 years in a row, Roger Reese lost first round. He's got a super stock J65 Nova 327, and he still runs a power glide in it and does nice wheelies, and his lights were absolutely killer. So congrats to Roger Reese. Man, that was fun to watch. Okay. Also, I had a nice talk with Lonnie Grimm, both at Indy and at Maple Grove. Um, and then I still like what the guy's doing. I like his persona. I like his approachable demeanor. Um, they were tearing down cars at Indy. They were tearing down cars at Maple Grove this past weekend. Big Nona, I can't remember which Big Nona, Jerry maybe. Um, he went 1.205 under, I think. So they put him in the barn. And now this is a sticky situation here where people the car was found illegal. I think the cam lift was too high by a couple on the intake was a little high by a few thousand, right? George Vignona. Thank you, Tom. Um, Tom, what kind of car was it? Was it a Duster? Like a 70 Duster, 71 or 72 Duster? Tom, I know you would know right off the top of your head. 3,000, they measured it multiple times. I think they measured it over 7 or 8 times, and they kept coming up with, you know, that the intake, cam lift was too much by by a couple thou. Is that enough to make a difference in the performance? Is that enough to put it 1.205 under as opposed to 1.19 under in the mine shaft conditions that we had? I don't know. But now this is what causes the argument between a lot of racers about the AEHFS. Should it get horsepower? Should it not? They say that when you go under and you trigger it, now you want to be illegal. Is what racers were telling me this past weekend. So I don't know. I don't have anything in my stable that can go 120 under, so I don't really have to worry about any of this. But it's I don't know. Comment. If people comment and let me know what you think. And Tom, if you're still there, let me know what car that was. I can't remember. I think it's like a Duster. But I know the Vignona name, and they have a lot of cars, and they all go fast. So, well, he definitely showed it. It was a final round against Matt Lisa in class. I know that. We were mine shift after Q1. I think Q1. Every more than half the field was 85 under. So you were safe. You're safe up to 1.199999 under the index. All right. So you don't want to go 120 under. In that final round, I was actually watching from the finish line. Vignona was pulling away from Matt Lisa. Matt Lisa just dropped it at the end, and Vignona stayed in it to go 1.205 under. So it was I guess he wanted to see how fast the car would go in that situation, and he did. And it landed him in the teardown barn. Bubba Linky was torn down. I think Joe Santangelo was torn down. They were in the class final of B Stock Automatic, and I believe Bubba won, and then they both got sent to the barn, and Bubba was found illegal also. Something was illegal on Bubba's motor, head gaskets, I believe, something like that, and he was disqualified. Joe was torn down. Joe was found legal. He's got the black '69 Camaro owned by Anthony Bertozzi, and Joe was torn down at Indy, and he was torn down here at Maple Grove. So he's been through a couple teardowns now in the last couple races, and he's gotten through all of them. So Joe Santangelo is legal. Good for you, Joe. But anyways, like I said, talked to Lonnie Grimm, and he was, telling me they're trying to police it. They're trying to get back to an area where there's trust and positive relationships between the sportsman racers and the NHRA. So Lonnie is in that tough spot of trying to. You got to be the disciplinarian. You got to be firm but fair, and you're trying to repair relationships at the same time. I know I wouldn't want that job. So keep up the good work, Lonnie Grimm, and you know, keep using your better judgment because I would have no clue what to do. All right. Who else? Oh yeah, I actually yes. There's there's rumors of some new tools that Lonnie and the group are using to find illegal parts and pieces on cars, and I know that they're looking for titanium valves. So if you got titanium valves in your stocker engine, or super stock. I don't know if they're legal in super stock or not. I know I can't afford titanium valves, so I don't have that shit in any of my stuff. So yeah, we'll find out. They have some pretty pretty intense and accurate equipment to do so. Let's just leave it at that. You've heard the rumors, and the rumors are pretty true. So if you're running titanium valves, they're going to find out now. They find out pretty easily. So be aware. Okay. Next on the agenda here, we saw the packed house at Maple Grove right now. Sellout and and huge crowd on Sunday. Lots of people walking past my pit asking when these cars are gonna run. When's the cars with the big wheelies gonna run? We wanna see them, we wanna sit in them, we wanna take pictures of them. Well, we're down to 4 cars today, I had to tell people on Sunday. We're only down to 4 cars. I wish we had more, and so did they. Why 4? Well, that's TV schedule, that's NHRA's decision. You know, I begged them to run stock class on Friday in front of the crowd, which was a nice crowd on Friday too. Would have been 3 rounds of class. I thought it would have been really cool. I would have looked like an idiot because my stalker just wasn't running right until first round. I got it to run. I got it to run 2 right on first round of eliminations. But anyways, yeah, I would have looked stupid in front of the crowd. But anyways, we would have been running in front of the crowd, and it would have been nice for stock class to do that. Yeah, let me talk about my stalker for a minute because maybe some of you guys can help me. It's it's frustrating. It's fuel injected. Every time you think you got a handle on it, I tested it at Cecil a couple weeks ago. Closed loop, speed density. The thing was running faster than it's ever run before. Awesome. Okay, let's go try win class at Maple Grove. Now, unfortunately, I got stuck in a combo with Jimmy Marshall. Probably wasn't going to win class, but let's try to get past the first or second round here. That same tune-up from Cecil County, closed loop speed density, just didn't wanna work. After Q1, it didn't wanna work anymore. The car was launching like a freaking turd. So I figured that maybe it was just too rich. It's coming off the two-step. A two-step is a lean condition. Coming off the two-step, now the fast system has an automatic lockout of closed loop whenever you're on the two-step. The two-step deactivates closed loop. Fine, perfect. However, letting off the brake, letting off the two-step, that lean condition is still there for a split second as the converter hits. Fast system's picking up that lean condition and dumping a whole bunch of fuel on the launch, and I could just feel it on the launch. It was just like pulling a sled behind me. Like, what's going on? This is not the way it launched in Q1, where the air was crisp, and I guess it didn't mind that extra fuel getting dumped in. Well, now for Q2 and C1, it minded and it slowed down a tenth. I lost it all on the 60 foot. I lost a couple hundredths on the 60 foot and it just killed the run. All right. So now I'm at that decision where, okay, let me lean that out for E1. I got rid of that extra fuel that could be dumped in. I turned off correction anywhere near the launch, which my converter hits at 5,000. I launch around 3,200 and converter hits at 5 grand. Turn off the correction at 5 grand. If it's gonna correct, let it correct up a little higher. Just don't want it to do that on the launch. Now here's a situation where what do I dial for? Do I dial for the bad launch or do I dial for the good launch? What would you guys do? All right. I dial for the bad launch and I say, okay, I'll know when it launches, I'll know if I'm holding. Okay. So here's the plan. If it launches and it pulls them wheels up like it did in Q1, you're holding. Bobby, you're holding if it launches like that. Cool. dial for the dial for the bad launch. Be aware if it's a good launch. Give up the stripe if it's a good launch. There's the plan. Okay. Anybody ever change their friggin' plan at the 1,000 foot marker? That's what I did. I launched. I knew I was as soon as I launched, I knew I was holding like a 10th. Okay. And I had a feeling my opponent was holding a 10th too because he was going 11:14 the day before and he dialed 11:25 and the air was better. So I definitely in my head drop him and let him go because he has to be breaking out. There's something wrong with his dial in. What do? I launch it, does the biggest wheelie it's ever done, the best 60 foot it's ever done. I felt it. Okay, Bobby, you're holding. I get down there. I lose him in a couple blind spots now, which I've also, it's never happened to me before. I'm in the left lane. I have all the mirrors in this car. Can't find him in the rear view. Can't find him in the side view. Can't find him by looking over. All right, am I stupid? What's going on here? Look in the rear view again. Can't find him again. Is he broken on the starting line? I don't want to be that idiot that's running out and the guy is broken on the starting line. For a split second, I see a car on the starting line, but it's the next car in line doing the burnout. So again, can't find him. Finally, I look over again. There's the nose of his car peeking out. All right, what do? Remember the plan? It was to drop. You had a great launch. Drop the guy. No, not me. Not this idiot. I get involved in a wheel race and do a pretty decent job. I take 15th stripe at the finish line. We were about even on the tree. I break out by 10. He breaks out by 9. I lose a double breakout. on an easily winnable round where I changed the plan at the or at the 1,000 or the 1,100 foot mark. So let that be a lesson to you. You have a plan, stick with the plan. Okay, don't screw that up. I can't believe I did that. So then it was back to focusing on super. Whew, sorry, long-winded, but I'm glad you all paid attention. Now, back to my stalker real quick. The drivability around the pits sucks. Okay, I cracked the throttle and the thing wants to stall and then it wants to surge. It was making it hard to stage the car. Once the idle, it sounds like a supercharged car or like a one of them turbo cars maybe that's like vroom, vroom, vroom. So I'm pulling up to the starting line and the car is going like that on its own. So now I'm trying not to overshoot the pre-stage, which is pissing off my opponent because it's taking me a while to roll up to the starting line. I don't want to roll up too fast because I don't want to go like double bold, you know? So if anybody thinks that's like a lean condition or a rich condition, maybe you can comment and let me know on that because I couldn't figure it out. I kept fattening it up in that area. I kept giving it more accelerator shot in for the cracking the throttle to get rid of that little lull, like the R's drop and then they shoot up. I'm trying to figure that out. Maybe somebody can figure that out for me, or I can take it to somebody because I feel like the drivability is the hardest part to tune. The run is the easiest part to tune. The drivability around the pits, you don't want to load your plugs up and you want good throttle response. Somebody help me. All right, where were we? Hold on, stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. Oh, all right, that's enough for me in the stalker. I just want you all to know that I have more driver interviews to edit from Indy. I have Dennis Perno yet in a modified car. It's the first modified car we've done. So he explains modified to a couple, to all of us because we haven't done one yet. Brett Sauerball, a really nice 67 vet and stock limiter, A stick car. I got him. I got the Lupe Tortilla team. That's Stan and Sheila Holt and Jared Grenier. I got all three of them. I put cameras in all three of their cars. And something really cool and pretty amazing happens in Jared's car when he goes down the track. So stay tuned for that one. Dan Williams, all the way in from England. I got an interview with him and a camera in his car. He's another A stick, big block Nova. Paul Wong in the truck. We got him. So stay tuned, guys. I do have a lot of interviews. It takes me, time to edit them and get them out there. I just don't like to throw them up. I'm not a fan of just throwing videos up that aren't cut and edited. It's not my style. I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, which probably is why things take me longer to do than they should. I want to apologize for all the video that my wife took this past weekend on all the Facebook Lives. Just turning the camera. Oh, I hate when I have to watch a Facebook Live video like this. Why why can't Facebook sense that you turned a camera and just literally step into the 20th first century and just like turn the video too? And why won't it let you edit the video after it's done? That drives me nuts. But anyways, showed my wife again how to start the video. Everything you do with an iPhone, horizontal. Everything you do with an iPhone, horizontal. Pictures, video, I don't care what it is. Never a reason to be vertical. So hopefully that won't happen anymore. And we got that all squared away. All right, so videos coming. I didn't get any driver interviews at Maple Grove this weekend. Was racing the two cars, then was racing the one car, then was just manning the fort at the pit spot, talking to people, pictures, educating people on stock and super stock and all that. So one more idea that actually came from Don Kennedy. He's my consigliere. He's my coach. He had a great idea. You know what? Since I'm doing all these driver interviews for people, stock and super stock. Sorry, about 90 people so far. I'll try. For all these stock and super stock racers that are getting lots and lots of views, 90,000 views over the last 28 days, according to my YouTube analytics right here. 90,000 views over the last 28 days. Um, I can you can use these videos to pitch to your sponsors, and if you want a sponsor type interview, if you want a video for you to pitch to your sponsors, you know, an actual driver interview, in-car footage, video of you working on the car, video of you at your pit spot, things like that. Pitch that to your sponsors. I think sponsors are probably getting tired of just looking at, oh, look, here's a a sponsor proposal that I have to read through. Nobody likes to read anymore. Okay, I'm a teacher. I'm a tutor. You send more than 3 sentences to somebody of instruction or info, they're not going to read it. Okay, so I'm just letting you know. Nobody reads anything anymore. Everybody's in a hurry now. I think you got to engage people for like 45 to 60 seconds. Somehow I've kept you guys engaged for a half hour right now because we still have a lot of viewers following, but you got to be quick and exciting with stuff. And I think sponsor video might do that trick. So I'm going to try and come up with some packages for that. I think it's a great idea. Thanks, Don Kennedy. He's always got good ideas for me. I love that guy. And get insurance from him, Haggerty Insurance. You see these videos, or you see these awful, scary pictures of cars, race cars getting smashed up, in the pits or off the track or something like that. Call Don Kennedy. He can get you covered. And I think the price isn't even like that expensive. So Haggerty Insurance, Don Kennedy, he's on Facebook, probably watching right now. Okay. Last but not least, I need all your guys' input. We had a huge crowd at Maple Grove this weekend. We got the Dutch Classic coming up. Anybody that likes class racing, the Dutch Classic in October is like the best race for anybody to go to. You want to see a lot of class cars. We're capped at 60 cars in stock and super stock for the national event. You want to see over 100 in each category, go to the Dutch Classic. Not only that, there's no AHFS. They can go as fast as they want. Not only that, it's mid-October at Maple Grove. They're going to go fast. You're going to see 140 under, I think, multiple cars. All right, you're going to see lots of 120 plus under at the Dutch Classic. But how do we get people to come out and watch it? How do we get like the stands to be somewhat full? If everybody is telling me at the national event, we like these cars, when do they run? They do wheelies. How do we get those people to come to the Dutch Classic? It's not even $60 to come. It's like 20, right? How do we get them to come to the Maple Grove Memorial Day weekend event? Because I actually had a conversation with Kyle Koretsky and the track manager, and they're all ears because they did not have a good Memorial Day weekend race. Okay, they lost money on it, and I can tell that they're frustrated about it. And you know, last thing we need is to lose a divisional at Maple Grove Memorial Day weekend because that's the biggest one of the whole year for D1. That gets the most cars, and if they're not making money at that one, then I don't know how a track would make money. So I would like to maybe Bill Bader. We can get him on the line and get a couple tips from him because he packs the house at his divisional. So I mean, anybody can, if you can, just comment. What do you think? What can we do here? I mean, the Dutch Classic is rapidly approaching. There's probably not a whole lot we can do there other than spread the word on social media and let people know. Like, if you want to see wheelies and you want to see awesome muscle cars going down the track, the Dutch Classic is the place you need to be because it's the best for that. The Maple Grove May event, we still have time here. It's Memorial Day weekend. What can be done? What can be done to bring people in? I'm all ears, and let me know. And I think the track is all ears too. Match racing from Kyle Koretsky. Maybe get a couple pro stock buddies to come by and do some match races. I know my dad was speaking to Tim Wilkerson in the line at Indy at the Skillman barbecue, and he said they're match racing again in funny car. Like, wouldn't it be cool if you could still get some points as a pro in funny car or pro stock or anything at, let's just say, at one divisional a year or two divisionals a year, you were able to go and earn points at that. That would be great. That might help some of them underdog drivers that have like that aren't getting a whole lot of points. Maybe that would be a way for them to get some and put on a show for the crowd and bring people into the event. How about also, here's one of my ideas. They used to do free car loads at Maple Grove, but it would start at like 3 p.m. when we're all running at 8 a.m. Why can't the car load start at 8 a.m.? What the hell does it have to be at 3 p.m. for? Get them in the gate. Maybe they'll buy a freaking egg sandwich and a coffee. That was stupid to me. They run the whole alcohol show Saturday night. I know they would qualify. We would get our 2-3 Saturday morning, first round Saturday afternoon, and then it would be alcohol all night, which was a great show. And then fireworks, which I do think they're going to bring the fireworks back, everybody. So I'm excited about that. But can they spread the alcohol out Saturday and Sunday, or Friday and Saturday? Can they qualify alcohol on like Saturday? use that as a as a show to bring people in, and then run the alcohol finals on Sunday. I think it's only 8 cars at a divisional, right? So is that something that maybe would get people in the gate 2 days instead of just 1? Because the crowd on Saturday used to be decent. It's been crappy the last 2 years, uh, but I think using alcohol might help. Um, Lancaster area. Lancaster area, there's meat plants around. Hatfield is right there. Kunzler's right there. Dollar Dog Day, like a baseball game, like we're at the Phillies game right now. How about dollar dogs all day? You know, Bader does dollar ice creams. I gotta think. I know the price of meat's kind of up right now, so maybe it's not the best time to be doing it. But I don't know. Put together a little, maybe a sponsorship from one of those meat packing places. Maybe they'll give you the dogs for free and you can sell them. People love dollar dogs, even me, and I don't like ballpark hot dogs. I think they're gross. I like my hot dogs burnt to shit on the grill and covered in spicy brown mustard, relish, and ketchup. I don't like hot dogs on rollers at the gas station. That's just creepy to me. I burn the hell out of it. It needs to be black, and then I'll eat it. But yeah, anybody that's got ideas, pitch them. Let me know. Let me know what you got. Brian Warner saying advertise locally. Absolutely. Put signs out there on the road. Wheelies, racing this weekend. We need one of them signs where you can change the letters, like at a gas station or at a restaurant with the specials. Get them back out near the buses out there. Then there used to be a big Maple Grove sign out near the bus, that bus company at the corner over there. Get it out there. Because, like, geez, I went to New Media for a divisional this year. I couldn't even find the entrance. There's not even a sign that tells you where the track is. So how the hell is anybody in town going to know that there's racing going on? And there's not even a sign at the track that says "turn here." How many people overshoot the gate at New Media? You have to use Google Maps or you're done, or you have to be that guy that holds up traffic driving 15 miles an hour like you're in a school zone looking for the entrance. Is it here? Is it here? Is it here? Oh, there's the hill. I think I see a trailer up there. There it is. So, anyways, I'm getting frustrated. I'm getting amped up and too much coffee again. Artisan Coffee. I need you to send me more coffee, by the way. Ron Capostello. Where you at? All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I think that's it for today. Send me some comments and let us know what you think we should do to promote Maple Grove's race and racing, sports and racing all around. But right now, Maple Grove is my home track, and I'm trying to start there, see what I can do. If I do a good enough job there, helping to promote that one, then maybe I can use it. I can say to the other tracks, here's what I did, and here's what worked. All right, try it. All right, guys, have a good one. Take care. I'll see you soon. I'll be at Virginia running divisional event, and I'll be at the Dutch Classic. I don't know if I'm going to race in there or doing interviews. If I am racing there, it's just in stock. So I'll see you guys there. Let me know if you need shirts. $20 for a shirt. A sticker comes with it. If you buy them on my website, $25 and a few bucks for the shipping, and you get stickers that way also with the shirt. So all that helps. Sponsorship and donation helps. I hate the word donate, but if you want to sponsor, like I just said, 90,000 views in the last 28 days. That's only on YouTube. That's not even counting Facebook. I think Facebook said I had another 40,000 views or something. So over 100,000 views. Your product will get seen, and it'll be talked about by me. And I'm loud and annoying, and I think I get the message out there. All right, guys, have a good one. Take care.